Namaste. My name is Partho Majumdar. The Puranas are ancient Indian scriptures. In this video, we will discuss briefly about the Puranas. Information in this video has been sourced from study of some of the Puranas, books from my institute, and websites like the Wikipedia. The believers in the Vedas consider the Puranas to be the documentation of ancient Indian history. The Puranas were written to explain the contents of the Vedas to the ordinary people. The Puranas contain knowledge of cosmology, the genealogy of gods, sages, kings, the history of the world during the rule of a patriarch, an account of royal dynasties, links between deities, sages, kings, and tales of God. There are 18 Mahapuranas. Mahapuranas are the major Puranas, and 18 Upapuranas, that is the minor Puranas. There are more than 400,000 verses in the Puranas, all of them put together. The Puranas proclaim to adherence to the One, Ekam Sat, meaning the only truth. That is, the Puranas state that there is only one Almighty. It is estimated that the creation of the Puranas started during the rule of Parikshit. Parikshit was estimated to have started his rule from 3101 BC. Parikshit was a great grandson of Arjuna, the Pandava prince of Mahabharata. After winning the war in Kurukshetra, Yudhishthir became the king of Hastinapur. However, after ruling for a year, Yudhishthir renounced the throne and made Parikshit the king. Parikshit is estimated to have ruled Hastinapur for 60 years. The Mahapuranas are divided in three sets based on the gunas. Gunas are characteristics or qualities of human. The division is based on the prevalent guna that is described in the Purana. The three gunas are Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. The Sattvic people are pure, they do good in the service of the Almighty and attribute all their activities to the Almighty. The Rajasic people are passionate people, work to satisfy the ego and amass worldly things. The Tamasic people live in the lives of ignorance. Each of the three sets of Puranas contains 6 Mahapuranas. Also, each set of Mahapurana is attributed to a lord or some lords. I will read through the contents of this slide for your benefit. The Sattvic Puranas are here. They are all attributed to Lord Vishnu. The Sattvic Puranas are Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, Bhagavata Purana, Narada Purana, Varaha Purana, and Garuda Purana. The number of verses in each of the Purana is given here. Most of these Sattvic Puranas are attributed to Lord Vishnu. However, the Padma Purana is attributed to Lord Brahma. The Rajasic Puranas are listed here. The Rajasic Puranas are attributed to Lord Brahma. The Rajasic Puranas are Brahma Purana, which contains 10,000 verses, Markandeya Purana with 9,000 verses, Bhavishya Purana, Brahma Varta Purana, Vamana Purana, and Brahmananda Purana. These Puranas are attributed to Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva, also to Goddess Shakti. The list is provided here. Lastly, we have the Puranas written in Tamasic Guna. The Tamasic Guna Puranas are attributed to Lord Shiva. The Tamasic Guna Puranas are Shiva Purana, Agni Purana, Linga Purana, Skanda Purana, Kurma Purana, and Matsya Purana. Out of these, the Skanda Purana is the biggest Purana among all the 18 Mahapuranas. It contains some 81,000 verses. We will next go through the details what is provided in each of the Puranas. In this slide, I have grouped the Puranas according to the gunas, just like we did in the previous slide. I have given a brief synopsis of each of the Purana. I will read them out for your benefit. The first Purana is the Padma Purana. It discusses cosmology, nature of life, festivals, numerous legends, the geography of rivers, major sages, the story of Ram Sita, and travel and pilgrimage centers. The Vishnu Purana is the genealogy details of various dynasties. The Bhagavata Purana discusses avatars of Lord Vishnu It also contains some details of some dynasties. The Narada Purana is extensive. It discusses the Vedas and the six Vedangas. The six Vedangas are Shiksha, which is focused on the language Sanskrit, Chanda, which is focused on poetic meters, Vyakarna, focused on grammar, Nirukta, focused on etymology, that is the explanation of words, Kalpa, focused on ritual instructions, and Jyotisha, focused on astrology. Narada Purana also discusses the Puranas themselves, including itself. Also, it discusses major rivers, places of pilgrimage, philosophies, planets, astrology, and myths. The Varaha Purana discusses the Varaha incarnation of Lord Vishnu. The Garuda Purana contains a lot of details. It discusses various subjects, including types of minerals and stones, various diseases and their symptoms, various medicines, the Hindu calendar, essential features of the temples, and duties of a king. Now we come to the Puranas written in Rajasic Guna. The first Purana is Brahma Purana. Brahma Purana is also the first Purana which is supposed to have been written. It discusses mythology, theory of war, artwork in temples, and other cultural topics. Markandeya Purana describes the Vindhya range and the western India. Bhavishya Purana contains prophecies about the future. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana describes the story of Lord Krishna and Radha. Vamana Purana describes North India, especially the Himalayan foothills. Also, it contains details regarding Lord Vishnu's incarnation as Vamana. Brahmananda Purana describes a few law codes, system of governance, administration, diplomacy, trade, and ethics. Lastly, we come to the Puranas written in the Tamasic Guna. The first is Shiva Purana. It discusses Lord Shiva and Lord Parvati. Then comes Agni Purana. Agni Purana discusses politics, education system, iconography, taxation theories, organization of army, theories of causes of war, diplomacy, local laws, building public projects, water distribution methods, trees and plants, medicines, architecture, and many other topics. The Linga Purana discusses the lingam, that is a symbol of Lord Shiva. Skanda Purana, which is the biggest Purana, has stories of Lord Kartikeya. Lord Kartikeya was the son of God Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, and it discusses in details regarding his birth and other details. The Kurma Purana discusses the story of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Lastly, the Matsya Purana contains details of the Matsya incarnation of Lord Vishnu. The Upa Puranas are listed in this slide. I'll read the names. Sanat Kumara Purana, Narasimha Purana, Briham Naradiya Purana, Shiva Rahasya Purana, Durvasa Purana, Kapila Purana, Vamana Purana, Bhargava Purana, Varuna Purana, Kalika Purana, Samba Purana, Nandi Purana, Surya Purana, Parashara Purana, Mudgala Purana, Vashishta Purana, Ganesha Purana, and Hamsa Purana. So there are 18 Upa Puranas. I've given a picture of the number of Puranas that I have collected so far. It is not so easy to collect the Puranas, though the books don't cost much, their availability is not so much. Some of these books are Mahapuranas and some of them are Upapuranas. Reverend Father John Usher in 1761 AD claimed that God created the world on 23rd October 4004 BC in 6 days, taking rest on the 7th day. His calculations are based on study of the Old Testament. As a result, the British imperialists could not accept any claim of the world having existed before that date. So they dismissed all the ancient Indian scriptures, including Vedas, Upanishads, and the Puranas. This is despite the reconstruction of the Greek traveler Megasthenes' book Indica, which chronicles 153 kings of India who ruled around 3000 to 3500 BC. Modern scientists estimate that the Earth is about 9 billion years old. So there is gradual acceptance of a more profound study of the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, and other Indian scriptures. Namaste.